Welcome back to Jesters of Middle-earth, where a group of comedians try to destroy the One Ring. As Adam and Guy tried to figure out when the heck Guy had spread pointy ears, hobbits with the reservation for Underhill arrived. Two rangers from across the room suddenly jumped up, and one of them was Del! Earlier at Bombadil's house, Goldberry had told Del about a hobbit who's supposed to destroy something but doesn't have the protection he needs. Del was tasked with finding a ranger who can help and then follow her instincts to the hobbit. So she departed, slightly drunk, and headed east, and eventually happened upon a hobbit being threatened at sword point by a man demanding if he has the ring. Will Del's close-up magic save the day? I doubt it.
Del, you have just burst into a clearing drawn by some higher journey calling, dispatched by the River Daughter Goldberry on a special quest to go find a ranger and help bring the ranger to the ring bearer. After helping a couple of artists solve an artistic problem on the world's least complicated Middle-earth journey, you have arrived in this clearing to find a man with a cloak, with his hand over the mouth of a halfling, sword pointed at his face, demanding to know if he bears the ring. And in a moment of panic, you reached into your magic kit, your close-up magic kit, and hurled a ring at him. Can I get a deception check, please, with advantage? Because you produced the perfect item at the perfect time, so I feel like you get a boost for that.
Using a close-up magic kit at range? That's risky.
Yep. 18.
18. The man turns with uncanny speed, and it's one of those classic sort of fantasy moments where, like, as he turns, he manages to both flip out the cape and swish the sword across in front of himself. And, you get a better look at him as he reaches forward for the ring, square jaw, just some light scruffy beard. It's not that he can't grow one. It's that he's like chosen for it to just live somewhere in that middle zone. Sharp, clear eyes, kind of longish hair. And he reaches up as the ring flies towards him and catches it out of the air and immediately slips it onto a finger and then looks at his hand. And then he looks
like the big ring
this
that
is
like
big,
you.
it's a big metal ring. The ones that can
tiny baby ring.
fake go together in that. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a trick ring of some
big fingers.
sort.
It is a trick ring.
He reaches out for it, and it just slips over his wrist like a bangle, and it swings around it a couple of times, like you were doing your ring toss. And he looks at it, and he looks at his arm, and you did roll a good deception check, so I have to roll with this. He says, "I wonder." He looks down at the trembling halfling at his feet. Says, "Can you see me, halfling?" And from the ground, he goes, "Yeah, man, you just have a weird ring on your arm." But no,
says, "Yeah, man,
I'm not carrying any rings. No one ties me down. No, not good old Bruce Springheel. I'm my own man, baby." And
I pull out from my side the other half of the ring because they're the rings that can fake go together, and I'm like, I got another one where that came from. Get off of him.
Are you a wizard of some sort? A mage? A necromancer?
I'm an artist. This is magic.
And he just turns his arm around, looking at the ring as though he expects it to be stuck. And it just kind of falls off his arm to the ground. And he says, "This is strange magic. I have seen strange magics in my time here in the woods. But I'm just going to level with you. Am I cursed? Have you put a curse upon me, a hex, some kind of vexing bewitchment?"
Well, I just didn't want you to hurt the little guy, so it worked. You'd stopped, so I did it. There.
And he thinks about this for a second. I rolled a nat 20. He thinks about it for a second and says, "Well, suppose you have me there. But pray tell, what know you of this hobbit?"
I just heard somebody yelling in the woods, and I felt like I had to be here, and so I thought it was related. So I'm like, I'm helping.
And from the
safe.
ground, the halfling gives you a little thumbs up. He says, "That's real cool. You thank you."
Yeah, you're welcome. Hi, I don't know what's going on, but no killing is good. So yeah.
Killing? No, I didn't seek to kill the ring bearer.
No.
I am seeking. He like slinks the sword back into his sheath. He says, "I am seeking the ring bearer. It is of great importance."
I put my ring back in the bag.
Do you want? Must I?
Yeah,
pick
give
up
me
this
that one
and-
too.
and,
Yeah,
all right.
thank you.
He like
Thank you.
bends over, and it's awkward
you.
because he's got like a sword belt and a cloak, so it's like really he has to
No,
really
I
kind
can
of
get down there. I'm really fast.
It's fine. You
okay.
bewitched me or whatever. Here.
Thank you. Okay, put it that way.
Strange. Are you also seeking the ring bearer?
I'm looking for Walker, Texas Ranger.
Well, and he like shakes his head slightly, and his like sweaty long hair flips back and forth a little bit. Says, "A ranger you have found. Pray tell, why do you seek a ranger?"
Wait, you're the ranger?
Yes. Walker, if you like. I've been called worse.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry, Mr. Norris. I didn't recognize you. I'm sorry I threw a ring at you.
Strange one, you give many names, and luckily you are in a realm where many names are often of great benefit. What name would you have me take? Walker? Norris? You seem confused. Are you also bewitched by the rings? These rings that you have, not the capital R ring that everyone is looking for.
I'm gonna sit down next to the Hobbit, and I'm like, I think I'm really drunk, and I ran over here, and I'm feeling a little dizzy. So.
And the Hobbit just pats you on the knee and says, "Hey, we've all been there, man. It's all right. You lie down here with me for a sec. I don't think he's going to hurt us anymore.
Okay, good.
He broke my loot real bad though, so that's not great. But yeah, just have a lie down here. Trust me, I'm a musician and I know a thing or two about having one too many cups of the good. So just chill out here for a second."
Musician and artist and ranger. We got it all. We're all here together.
And
I like you, Walker, Texas Ranger.
fine, Walker, Texas, it shall be. Pray tell, an artist and a musician. These are dangerous roads. Dark things lurk upon these paths. And yet, both of you are just out here, one of you drunk and the other strumming tunes about being born in the Shire. Madness.
Sometimes you just end up in a place that you don't know where you are, and then you're drunk, and at least you're not an exploded donkey, So you're just doing the best we can. Don't be an exploded donkey. I say it. I'm holding hands with the Hobbit on the
Bruce
ground.
kind of nods, and he's like, that's heavy. You mind if I use that in one of my songs?
Oh, that's so nice. We're friends.
And Walker just like goes to and falls to his sword, and then he just releases it and says, it takes a breath and says, "All right, well, so you, at least, strange one, have witnessed the horrors of these roads."
I'm a strange one.
Yes, what is your name?
My name's Del. I'm Del Borovic.
Is that your true name or an alias?
This is my name?
You fool! You must be careful upon these roads. But fine, it is clear you lack training, but you've witnessed the horrors and survived. What exploded the donkey?
Just bad. We were getting chased by an armor person, and like skeletons attacked us, and then a tree tried to kill me, but the donkey was the worst part.
You've defeated wraiths and survived? You,
barely,
a lowly artist who gives out her own name and wanders drunk through the woods, throwing broken enchanted rings at people. Remarkable. You hold
I
great
just
power.
felt like I had to be here, so I was just following my gut,
And he smiles and he says, "There are many stories amongst the Dúnedain about people drawn Oh, that's rangers. We have many names, as I said.
Oh,
But
you
my
got
people have
more.
stories, many stories about an inexorable draw towards fate, towards adventure.
Jesus, big words.
You may be a
Are you
ranger
writing
yourself
these down?
and not yet know it. And Bruce Springsteen is like, just writing on his hand with mud. There's no pen, so he's just like, and he's like, oh, this better hold. And Walker, Texas, like extends a hand. He says, "Tell me, have your spins abandoned you?"
Well,
Go ahead and roll a Constitution save.
Constitution?
Yep.
14.
Yeah, you feel better. River Daughter Goldberry only has like the good stuff, so you know it's
Yeah.
you're feeling all right.
Oh yeah. The grass was nice, but I'm doing okay.
Give me your hand, Del, daughter of Borovic.
Okay. And I give him my hand.
And he like heroically pulls you to your feet. Again, like the cape just flutters ever so slightly in the wind. He somehow like adjusts his head to the sun just to get a glint of it through the trees. He looks a little tortured, a little far away, but also very present. You know, he's got ghosts, but he's keeping them at bay. And he says, "It would seem that if your fate has drawn you to me, then our fates may be intertwined, which is good news, for I am on a quest of dire import, and perhaps with your assistance, we could make good upon it. We must find the ring bearer before any others. Do you feel a pull now?" And sure enough, yeah, you feel just a gentle eastward tug.
Mm-hmm. I do like a slow blink at him, like a cat blink, because for the moment when the light just hits him and from the side, I take like a mental picture because I love whenever I see in real life like really cool lighting. So I try to remember it for when I draw or paint later. So it's like the dappled leaves with the light coming through. I'm like, ooh. And then I'm like, oh yeah. Oh, I know which way we gotta go.
Excellent. So it is not, and he points at Bruce Springsteen, to him.
Oh, I'm taking a minute to look at him. And then I really, it's further.
Just a hobbit on the ground.
No, but can we take him? We're friends now.
And Bruce says, "Oh, hey, no, thank you. Look, I had a gig tonight, but my lute's broken, and you're talking about exploding donkeys and dark things on the road. And you know what? I'm realizing maybe I was a little cavalier wandering through the woods. I just, I get really inspired by the nature, But then you jumped me out of the trees. So I think I'm realizing maybe I need to get off the road and maybe just travel a bit more safely. So no, thank you. I think I'm heading back to the Shire. You go wherever you're going. But no, old Bruce, he's heading home."
And I pull out of my close-up magic kit, and it's just a scarf. It's like the scarf attached to scarves that you do tricks with. And I lean over and I put it around Bruce's
how
neck.
many of these scarves?
It's just like the one. It's tied end to end to end. It's one long.
So he has to like wrap it like an infinity scarf.
Yes. So I'm wrapping it around his neck, and I'm like, I won't forget you.
Nor I you, Del, daughter of Borovic. And he kind of looks at Walker, who's just like gives him a "it's not the same when you say it" kind of look. And then pats him on the shoulder and says, "I apologize that I fell upon you from the trees. You must understand this quest. It is more important than any of us, but still I regret the mistaken identity that led to this predicament." He reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a fistful of berries and he says, "The Dúnedain do not put much value in coin, thus I have none. Take these berries as recompense for your broken lute. May they fill your belly on your road. And also," and he like, a dagger appears in his hand kind of out of nowhere, and he's like, "I best not hear about myself in any of your songs, right?" And Bruce is just like, "Oh no, about who? I'm just going to write about that donkey and maybe these trees. Okay? Are we good?" Gonna roll a dice. Texas, the Ranger. 19. We're good. For now. Dagger back into the sheath. And then he kind of shoves Bruce towards the tree line so that the two of you are just sort of standing there. And Bruce is off like a shot. He's just running away. He gives one last look over his shoulder at you and gives you a thumbs up before disappearing
I
into
do a
the
tiny
trees.
little wave until the trees just swallow him up.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure he'll be fine, just like those other artists you found. And so it's the two of you standing in this glade, and he looks at your tire and he says, all black.
Yeah.
Many pockets. This is
To be unseen.
pretty great ranger attire, to be honest. The frosted tips, a little bit much.
Oh, this is my stage manager. Help stay behind the scenes kind of close.
Stage manager.
Yeah.
Is that the name of your people?
My people. Oh, I was here with 3 guys who are actually I kind of work for them, but also help them. And oh no,
And he puts his 2 hands on your shoulders and just says, "There are only 2 options available to you now, Del, daughter of Borovic.
Okay.
Your friend / bosses are either dead or
No.
they are thriving somewhere far from here. But this realm is dense, difficult. You have to undergo journey phases to get anywhere. Either they are fending for themselves, or you may mourn them at a later date. But you cannot allow this to stand in the way of us finding the ring bearer. Do you understand?"
I mean, I guess because I kind of just wandered away because I felt like a pull, and then I totally forgot about what I was doing because I was very drunk.
That's fate.
Okay.
Besides, I'm sure if they are as talented and well equipped in black garments for adventure, they are probably doing just fine. Meanwhile, at Tom Bombadil's house, he is growing in size and threatening to kill them all right now. We cut back to the glade, and he says, "Now we must move. We must move quickly if we are to make it to the ring bearer in time. But we must also move cautiously. There are dark things in these woods, and it would not do for us to his eyes
shit.
narrow. Yes, oh shit, indeed." Quick, what weapons have you?
I pull out a bow and arrow that the boys gave me from the get-go.
Ranged weapons. These will be excellent against the wargs. Tell me, what combat experience have you? You said you fought wraiths, skeletons.
Oh, I ran from those. I've shot hay bales.
And he draws the sword, shrugging off his cloak in a singular gesture. Says, "Well, I hope those hay bales were 4-legged nightmares that can move at speeds you can't imagine, because that is what we face now."
Oh.
Back to back, we face them together. And at that, 2 wargs, giant, sort of feral wolves, leap out of the trees with goblins astride them. And he just yells, "With me!" And holds his blade up like a certain hero from a certain film that none of you have seen.
Luke Skywalker.
And begins to charge. So let's roll some initiative, Del.
Ah! Okay.
God.
It was 9.
9 for Del.
He's
Great.
climbing his back.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a 19 for Walker the Ranger.
I'm bracing my back against his back probably more than I'm supposed to be.
You're
as I'm trying to escape
pushing
into him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop that. Yeah,
I'm scared.
I'll include that in his rolls as a -1 for having. It's he's not at full disadvantage, but it's just a little too much. But you're a new combat partner. He's unfamiliar with your skills. All right. So Walker is up first. So the two wolves come kind of bursting out of the trees. They came from the same direction, clearly sort of sniffing on the air. And he has his sword out. I mentioned that he's kind of doing the double grip. He gets there because he flicks the dagger out first, just at the first one as he grabs his sword. So that'll hit, and that will do 7 points of damage to we'll say there's a gray warg and a black warg, just for tracking sake. So he hits the gray one for 7 points. And then using his first attack, his second attack as they close in, he's just going to swing double-handed with his sword. And he gets the -1 from you, but that's still enough to hit.
Yeah.
So he will do 6 more points of damage to the warg. So flicks the dagger out, slashes, and presses against you, and he just kind of looks over his shoulder to see what you've shot so far, because he assumed you'd be going at the same time as him, because warriors are like that. But that is not how initiative works. So he sees you doing nothing as the goblins get their turn to attack. So goblin on the black warg is going to shoot at roll a d2 to see who gets targeted. A 1, so that is at Walker. That will miss. The second one, also at Walker. Nat 20. That's not great.
Uh-oh.
Save him.
So the goblin archer will do 7 points. But it's a crit, so we'll double that to 14.
Jesus.
That's not good.
Oh, you got this big guy.
Yeah, he gets shot. And you feel his weight on you.
Oh no!
As he grits his teeth, and you just hear like a brutal, yell through clenched teeth. Like you kicked a helmet and your toe broke. That kind of yell, just like through him as he squares his grip up. And that brings us to the wolves because their initiative is all higher.
Maybe they'll just explode like the donkey.
You were destined to find a different Walker Texas Ranger.
First
And
one
a different Dell.
Second one leaps at you. Dell, what do you do as this warg leaps at you to make it miss? Because it does miss. I rolled a 3.
I think that it's that I have the bow up and I'm trying to pull the bowstring and hit, but I forgot you got to put an arrow in because I'm shaking because I'm scared. So I just twang with the bow and it hits off of the warg.
Yeah, as the proud owner of a toddler who has a toy bow, this happens more than you would think. Oh. So it thwaps the warg. There's like a classic dog like, as you hit the warg in the snoot.
Don't make us love this creature. It's a monster.
No, you can't adopt this one.
Snoot.
It's not dog. Leave it alone. All right, so it rolls high to not run away, but the goblin is like, no, as the warg just kind of like runs further away. He says, "I'll be back." And the warg like pulls off to the edge of the clearing, which won't really help because you have a bow. Del, the black warg that attacked you has kind of retreated for the moment and is coming back around. The gray one is right up on attacking Walker, Texas Ranger.
Okay. Am I able to shoot the one that's attacking him without hurting him? Because I'm in close combat.
You are a dead shot. We've established this. Okay. I'm going to allow it only because I think in this particular instance, because you're so untrained in combat, it really is just like poking the arrow beside him and just firing at point blank range.
Perfect.
So yeah, why don't we say you can do it, but the wolf can take an attack of opportunity against him at disadvantage.
Okay. I'm going to do it. That's what I'm just trying.
It'll take an attack at disadvantage. It's going to try and get you. He's in the way. He is your cover. I'll
Right.
roll a d2 and see which of you
Okay.
gets warged,
Perfect.
if any.
Gets
Get
warged.
warged.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So I'm rolling to hit.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to use one of my inspirations because I feel like we're going to die. Please be higher. There we go. That's a 21 to hit.
Ooh, took a swig of that whiskey.
Yeah.
Another shot.
It really is. It's that I'm holding the bow. I put the arrow in. I pull it back, and it's like a foot away. Then it thuds, like, and I'm pointing down. It's just.
All right. So the arrow thuds squarely into the warg. Can you roll for damage?
I actually don't have what the damage is here. I have my ranged, and I have my
It should-
proficiency bonus.
I got you. It should be 1d6 plus your dex bonus.
It's 1d6 plus 0. And it's 1 damage.
Oh.
I nicked a side of a leg or something. I don't know.
You do have inspiration that I would
Can
let
I
you burn
re-roll
on.
this with it?
You know what? No, I can't make that a precedent because they'll just do that all day. Never mind. I'm walking back
Absolutely.
like crazy. Forgot the show I
so
was
excited.
on. I say wearing my dd&d shirt full of regrets. All right, so yes, 1 damage to the wolf. It tries to get Walker but fails. It's like biting at him. It nudges the arrow that's like lodged in his rib cage, and you hear him go and spit out some blood. But you thwack the wolf, and he says, "Well shot, daughter of Borovic."
You're so nice.
And we come to the top of the round. He says, "Not to wargs." And he's going to take 2 swings with his sword. Oh, yeah. Both those hit. And that'll be 7 and another 8 for a total of 15 points to the warg. You thwap it with an arrow. And he just like flips the blade around and drives it down through the warg's head, pinning it to the ground. And the goblin goes, "Whoa, shit!" and goes flying off the warg and over his shoulder, landing near you, Del. And he just like wrenches the blade back and forth in the warg's, spinal column to make sure it's done, and just boots it off the end of his blade. Before starting to turn. But of course, you're between him and all the rest of combat, so it's going to be a bit weird. Next up is the one remaining warg. It's got to roll panic. Funny thing about the wargs of Middle-earth when it comes to goblins, a lot of them were like, originally were enslaved by the goblins, but then when all the hierarchy fell apart, just kind of like made the goblins do what they wanted because they're big scary wolves. And thus, when this wolf decides on his 2 to panic that he is fucking done with this, the goblin's like, "No, we gotta save Eric!" And just like wolf is off like a
Eric?
shot into the trees. Yeah, but it's spelled with like a bunch of K's and a CH and some other things to make it more fantasy, you know? So Eric, the remaining goblin, stands up and just goes, "Oh, neither
I
you
knock
have the-
another arrow in my bow, and I pointed at it. I'm like, "Don't move, Eric.
You don't have a ring on you, do you?"
I'm looking over at Walker, Texas Ranger.
His eyes seem to be focusing and unfocusing as the bolt in his ribs, the red just continues to expand across his chest. And he like raises the blade shakily.
All right, and then I just shoot the goblin.
Oh my god!
All right, you don't need to roll for it. You just cap the goblin in the head.
Holy shit!
It's an incredible shot. I need you to roll me an insight, please, to see whether or not you have to take some shadow for shooting someone who clearly can't hurt you.
Well, I rolled a nat 1.
Yeah. So Del, you loose the arrow, and it thwacks Eric just under his eye. And you see him kind of stagger and reach up for it, and just go, and he can't say any words because, it's jammed into his skull. And then he staggers toward you, kind of reaching out before kind of pirouette falling to the ground. And he twitches for a moment or two before he dies. And you realize you've just taken a life. That was a living creature with a name, Eric, that you just shot in the face. And you feel a hand slam down on your shoulder. And the ranger says, "Well, shot twice, daughter of Borovic. You undersold your skills with a bow."
I didn't mean, I saw you were really hurt, and then I was worried that it was going to attack, and then...
In cold blood, the only option left to us. He had to die, and then he coughs blood up on you, and falls really down to one knee.
Oh, no.
No, I took it in the, I'll be, when he collapses. So, Del, having committed your first murder, one of the fun mechanics of this game is shadow, which I explained to these fine folks when they first encountered it. Some of them with their first murders, but as heroic folks leading the way of the good against the shadow. Sometimes if you do bad things, the shadow begins to take hold of you. So, having committed your first murder and unfortunately having realized the consequences of your actions, you would gain a point of shadow. However, you remember that you helped those artists, and maybe
it was a nice day when you went on
you
your
saved
nice
those
day.
artists. If this goblin had left, who knows what would have happened? And instead, our two artists, Pepperdim and Charles, they did make it home okay. And Pepperdim and Charles, where did you each hang your painting in your house? You did say it'd be back, so I'm giving you one more. I'm giving you a button.
we live together.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I hung mine over his bed.
Yeah. And I hung mine where his mirror is in the morning. So when he goes to arrange himself, his face in the morning, he's just looking at my green trees.
Truly are the Bert and Ernie of Middle Earth.
Yeah.
Yay!
And they were roommates.
Come here and give me a kiss, you.
All you had to do was ask.
It turns out there is some nice things happening in Middle Earth today. Not for Del.
No,
Del, you
but-
managed
and
to
I
throw
think-
off the shadow, but also Walker, the ranger, is bleeding to death.
Yeah, and I think that I'm thinking about happy little trees and those two guys and the loot and the scarf, but I'm holding Walker and he's bleeding and unconscious, and I'm just lowering to my knees, and I'm like, who can say where the wind blows? Holy time. And I'm trying to sing myself back to feeling okay.
All right. Del, I need a medicine check from you. I'm going to give you advantage for the healing power of Enya.
Yes.
Famed
Right, so
songstress
that's
of Middle Earth fame.
A 16.
16. All right. So, what injury in Wet Change does this remind you of, and who did it happen to?
Yeah. This is, oh man. This is when they were working on a sketch that they wanted to be hitting each other with pans, like frying pans. And so I had to make fake frying pans so that they wouldn't hurt themselves. And of course, I had them all laid out, and they all said how good they looked and that they looked like real pans because I did all the stippling texture, of the black. And Adam hit Tyler with a real pan, and then we had to take him to the emergency room. And he dislocated Tyler's shoulder with a real pan because he went for it, even though I tried really hard to make sure everything was safe. And then I said, we're not doing that sketch anymore.
And while you were pouting outside of the recovery room, while they all talked about how great it looked on stage and how you should definitely figure out how to do it again, you watch someone get rushed in with a similar injury to the one you now must treat. And you watched the
Completely
doctor
unrelated.
remove... It was a Grey's Anatomy. I got speared by a ship, and they're like, "Well, we don't know how to take that out." So yes, you managed to get enough. Then you have to stuff some fabricate. You don't have any more scarves, but it could have been something like that. So you managed to treat Walker's wound, but it does take some time. You waste a considerable amount of time just kind of like feeding him water and like. He's got some weird bread in his pack that seems to be really restorative and nourishing. So he's eating that, and he
Oh my god!
reaches
Now
out
I'm thinking I'm the scene in The Last of Us. I'm like, you be safe. You be safe there. I'll go find you things.
But the things you find him are just in his pack. You just like stealth
they're
walk
here.
out just to the pack. You're like, oh, never mind. All right, we're good.
Oh, you're so prepared.
Yeah, as rangers do. There's less berries now because he gave most of them away, but that's fine. So you sew him up with the broken lute strings off of Bruce Springsteel's lute, and he kind of eventually awakens in kind of shock and says, "Oh, kill some goblins." Wait,
You're okay. Hi.
Del, daughter of Borovic, you have saved me, and the goblin. You killed the goblin.
Oh, don't remind me. It felt icky.
And humble. These are the qualities of the Dúnedain. I don't do this for everyone, but I have something for you. And he rustles into the bag and he says,
What?
he pulls out a cloak and he says, This is my light brush, low forest camo cloak. It's the one I wear when I have to sneak around on the edges of the forest instead of in the forest, like with this one. It's sort of a greenish brown. He says, I want you to have it from this day forward. You are my apprentice. You are a junior ranger. And he hands you a dagger and he says, I don't have a second sword, but you should definitely have one of these.
Thank you. And I'm like patting myself down, but I don't really have much. But then I pull out the flask and I'm like, we're friends then?
And he hops and gives a sniff and says, oh, yes, very much friends. And he just chugs the whole thing. Thank you.
Okay.
Very bracing. We drink a lot in the Rangers. There's not a lot to do in the woods. Now follow me. And he starts to stride off. And he says, he turns back and says, this is embarrassing. Follow you.
Follow me. Yeah, we'll go together.
Lead on, Junior Ranger. And you do.
Okay.
You lead him through the woods, through some paths until you arrive at a town with a large wall around it, a couple of fairly vigilant guards, and a later hour than either of you had hoped. You arrive at the town of Bree. The pull brings you to a tavern under a sign of a pony just prancing away. There appears to be a chalkboard outside that has been smudged and soaked beyond recognition. You think you see Springsteel written on it and then crossed out, but whatever was written under it has been splashed by. We established there's a lot of like mud and muck and shit on the ground here, so like it's a muddy sign. But he ushers you inside. Cloak hood up. You're getting very good at doing the cloak hood walk that they do in Lord of the Rings a lot.
Cloak walk.
And he kind of like ushers you gives it a quick look and ushers you to the back to a booth. And he says, "We will wait here and observe the door in shifts if need be until this hobbit arrives, the one we are looking for, who carries the ring. I will need your help to secure him. He is in great danger if he is out in the open, but surely he will be moving stealthily and undercover, so we must be..." Boom! Door gets booted open, and a hobbit comes in, who we described an episode ago. Brown curly hair, hairy feet, just big old smile. He's got some walking behind him with a big bag. They lumber up to the counter. He reaches into his pockets, throws gold coins to everyone, starts doing a little dance. He's having a great time. And Walker turns to you and says, "We must grab him." Says, "Whatever the fuck I said last episode." As he stands, Del, you throw back your hood. You see Adam and Guy in the table beyond. And Adam and Guy, would you react to the ring bearer revealing himself? This is the guy you've been looking for. I know you've been very tied up with the pointed ear situation, but
No, I think that changes the dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just like wipe his hands off of my ears, just a Miyagi,
hands on, hands off.
There it is. There we go. And then I just lock eyes on this hobbit, and I get at him. I'm just I'm gesturing with my eyes to this, between Adam and this hobbit.
Okay, I'm going to grab my skin picture and I'm going to compare it to see if the skin picture matches the guy.
This looks like the skin picture.
Wow, this is a really good skin picture.
And immediately back in your booth, Del, Walker tenses and he says, "Shit, he's been spotted. Other people seek our quarry, Junior Ranger." He draws his blade and says, "Those two, the elf and the one covered in mustard, they must die." And with that, he goes to leap over the table, sword out. Del, Walker the Ranger is leaping toward your friends and the ring bearer. You don't really know what the fuck is going on. What do you do?
I saw the ring bearer first, and I'm thinking hobbits, and then I turn to the side and I see that, and so the moment Walker is pulling out his sword and leaping in, I flip back my cloak and I leap beside him, but try to land slightly in front of him, and I just go, "My boy!"
And his eyes fall slightly, and he says, "Such a shame. You showed so much promise." And he swings his blade at you. Tyler, you're upstairs. You're having a nice cozy
I'm
sleep.
having a snooze. Yeah.
You're having
Having a bath.
Yeah.
The exhaustion is worn
honk,
off.
honk, shoe, me.
You hear the sounds of commotion below you. Just
Keep it down there.
a proper kerfuffle is afoot. What do you think? If you were having a truly restful sleep, do you think you were having dreams, or were you just out?
I think I'd be out. I think I'd be dead to the
Right.
world.
Okay, so what does kind of drifting back into consciousness look like for you in this case?
It's not done willingly. It's like I'm being dragged out of a really restful sleep, and I'm trying to fight it every step of the way, trying to reclaim that state of deep sleep, trying to get back into it. Yeah.
Okay, you start to hear screams.
No. I look around, crack an eye open. Are my friends in the room? Did they come up sometime tonight?
No, just alone in your room.
Oh, fine. Get up, sit up in the bed, swing my legs over the edge, rub my face, give it the old kind of slap. Okay, and I get up and I run for the door.
Right, so you grab your broken sword and run for the door.
No, that's always been in the bag. I've never once been armed.
Just run for the door. All right. So you hurl open the door, and you hear the sound of glass breaking, and someone yells "Fire!" As well as a scream that is cut off with a gurgling sound. You rush down the hallway. I gotta ask, were you just sleeping in your leather pants and shoes and stuff?
I think, because I was
that was just a fall over.
Exhausted. Yeah. So I just slept
got
in my
your gear.
clothes. I'm gross right now. I sweated a lot.
I mean, leather pants. It's really the only option. It's fine.
Yeah.
You're not John McClaning. It is really what I'm looking for.
No.
Tyler, you sprint down the hall. You come to the top of the stairs and start doing that awkward run downstairs thing where it's you kind of have to kind of side saddle step, a little bit of a cowboy step. You come a few steps down the stairs to complete pandemonium. The prancing pony is on fire. There are people fighting tooth and nail all over the bar. It is a full-blown brawl. And in the midst of it all, you see a table flipped over, a man in a cloak hacking two-handed at it, and behind it you see an elf who you quickly recognize is Guy. You see Adam, and to your surprise, you see Dell also in a cloak, holding this table up as this madman slashes at it. What do you do?
Jesters of Middle-earth features the voices of players Tyler Hewitt, Del Borovic, Guy Bradford, and Adam McNamara, alongside lore master Tom McGee. This episode was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra, and Jesters of Middle-earth's artwork was created by Del Borovic at delborovic.com. That's DELBOROVIC.com. Our theme song is Midnight Creeping by Jonathan Shaw at jshaw.co.uk. And our ad breaks use the tracks No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, JAHZZAR, whose music is available at freemusicarchive.org. For all things Dum-Dums and Dice, including merchandise and how to join our Patreon, you can visit dumdumdice.com or find us on social media at dumdumdice. That's DUMBDICE. Now get out of here before the mist gets you too.
Dum-Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time: George Dolby, Gavin and Abby McDonald, Grandma Likes D&D, Alan, Stabby Stranger, Alarain Okapi, Madre de Gatos, Garbo Ape, Sam Schaefer, Waffle Marine, Dia de los Hoodless, Squishy Werewolf, Funky Head, Accent Therapeutic Services in Florence, Kentucky, Lale, Jordan Oliver, Richard Wright, Brittany Fenwick, Megan Werner, A Man Out of Time, Curtis at FingerTechRobotics.com, Panda24NN, Your Homeboy Bones, Ellis Hatch, Odigenous, Kai Koa, Squire Solaire, Sandy Sassy Pants, Amira Lockhart, James Molina, Nick Hemsing, Alex LaFountain, Mickey Blake, Seth Cambron, Corpse Knight Silver, Adamir 101, The Dankler, Anti-Core 7, Lady Destiny Stormbringer, Randall Eberly, the Yes Bud of improvisational comedy, Lord Taser, Funky Stevie, J. Robert the Mad Fox, Dagger Rain, Derek Wintenberg, Optimus Omega, Laura, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumdumdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.